Welcome everyone to episode 97 of the Analog Assault Podcast. This week we have special guest Young Khan with us. We're going to hear his story and we're also going to talk some Destiny 2. So let's go!
You're listening to Analog Assault, a video game podcast by Mulehorn Gaming.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Analog Assault Podcast. And boy, oh boy, am I excited for this one. But real quick, normal housekeeping before we get going here. If you like the stream, you like the content, head over to patreon.com/Mulehorn Gaming. Get all the details how you can support MHG. Or now, you can just sub right here to the Twitch stream, and you can catch us live every Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time at twitch.tv/Mulehorn Gaming. So guys, got that out of the way? Feel good? The man of the hour. The man of the hour, and that is Khan. What's up, bro?
How's it going? Man of the hour. That makes me sound way more important than I am. That's man of the minute, baby.
You're so humble, man. So humble.
I know.
I am the humblest.
You're mostly humble, like 87%.
Yeah, 87.3%.
87% coffee, like 5% humble.
Well, dude, I'm really, really glad to get you on, and I can't wait to hear your story and kind of dive into how you got to where you are today. But before we do that, we ask this every week. What you guys been playing? What you been doing?
I'll start it off. As expected, more Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Can't get enough. And when I'm not slaying Athenians and burning folks and poisoning them and all that stuff,
You're playing video
watching My Hero Academia, and I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I was telling Crow earlier, I'm almost done with season 2, and things are really getting good. I honestly think, man, Mule, you actually might like this one, Mister. I don't watch much anime. I don't get it.
It's so good.
I know, right?
Man. I don't know.
I paused this episode today, right whenever they were beating up on Stain for the first time, and Allie was like, "Yeah, that's awesome! Oh crap, I gotta go." But it's just so good, so good. So yeah, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, a little bit of My Hero Academia when I'm not working at home and in the office and having fun with the minions. That's me.
Nice, man. Prep time all the time.
No, I don't know. What have I not played? That's a better question.
Jeez.
Per usual.
But been playing a lot of Destiny this week. Had the new season drop. Really enjoying that.
Yes.
On the grind for that again. Also, Greymore for ESO drop. So back to Skyrim. That's been really fun because obviously ESO, it's an MMO, so it's not like the other like Elder Scrolls games. But in the last few, they've added areas that are from some of them older games. And this is the first one that it's in an area that I'm used to. Like, I never played any of the older Elder Scrolls. The first one I played was Skyrim, which is number 5, I think. So I didn't play any of the others before that. So the other areas, I'm like, okay, don't know these. But like this area, I'm like, I'm going into a town with all these other players. I'm like, oh, I know where this street is. I know where I need to go for this quest. Like, screw the quest marker. I know where I'm going. It's just, it's really cool to like go back to places where you know things like that.
Nice.
Obviously more PSO2. Haven't done any Warframe this week, surprisingly.
Right on.
Also getting ready for new Pokemon DLC next week. So been grinding a little bit there, prepping for that.
The Pokemans.
So you've been playing a few things.
Just a few. I mean, I think I got maybe 5 hours of sleep.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's more
A
than
whole week?
usual, right? Usually it's like 3 hours.
A little bit more. Yeah, and then I watching obviously all my classic stuff. Started watching Parasite on Netflix this week, and
Ooh,
boy,
how is that?
that is interesting to say the least. Like, basically, it's this kid gets infected in his right arm with this alien parasite, and it takes over his arm and has its own consciousness and everything, can transform his arm into like crazy weapons and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's these other parasites in the world that are trying to attack him, but they've taken over their host's brain, so they're like crazy and shit.
So
Yeah.
you're saying it's aliens?
It's aliens.
It's
but not
aliens. Yeah.
Cool, man.
Well,
I check it out.
It's low tier Venom.
Low tier
Yeah,
Venom. There you go.
Low tier
You
Venom.
can't
high
say
gore.
symbiote, so aliens.
Right on, dude.
It's
Well, what about-
not an anime that I would say to jump in on. It's
I
up
probably
there
wouldn't
with
do it anyways.
It's not Attack on Titan tier, but it's getting there.
Okay. So a whole nother level from what I'm watching.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Baby steps.
Noted.
Right on, man. Mr. Dirty Bones, we hadn't seen you in a few weeks, man. How you been?
Whoop.
You got a haircut.
Did get it. I got them all cut.
All cut. Except for
Feels
these
a lot
ones.
better. I gotta say, I would say that Neil should get his haircut to make his beard better, but he doesn't have hair. So.
I don't.
But as soon as my hair got cut, my beard was that much more fantastic. So there you go.
It did twinkle a little bit.
When you have a giant fro on your head that's curly like a little Swedish girl's and like comes down to your past your eyeballs when it's straight, it kind of takes over most of your face,
Swedish
Nice.
basically. I think I broke Khan. That's okay.
Colin's just like, why did I agree to come on this podcast?
I asked for this like a year ago. This is just my comeuppance.
Blame it on Mule.
I'm sorry.
Call of Duty, mostly, which is something at this point I didn't think I'd be saying I'd ever be playing as much as I am, but
Yeah.
I am. So the new season finally dropped today or this morning, whichever you want to say it. Sometime today, between last night and this morning, somewhere in there. So yeah, Warzone's pretty crazy. Whole bunch of new stuff. Loving it. And when I'm not doing that, I too have been playing Odyssey.
Nice. You
And-
actually went back in. You did. You
Yeah.
went back in. I'm proud of you, Dirty.
Now, Dirty, I did hear there was something interesting with Warzone. There's like a jailbreak system now.
Yep, I experienced it because I got to be in it. If there's a bunch of new events in general that happen, a jailbreak is one of them. So if you're in the gulag when it happens, there is no more fighting in the gulag. You just wait for the timer to happen, and whoever is in the gulag is immediately released.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've heard so. Like,
Okay.
for example, like so there could be 5 or 6 people. I don't know how many people can be in the gulag, or is it just keep it?
I mean, at any one point in time, I've seen maybe 4, but there's different instances because I'll be in there with my team will get wiped, and like I'll be in there with one other person, and then the other 2 are in a different instance of the gulag.
So it's not just your gulag instance; it's all of the gulags
I would assume so.
that are
Yes.
active. So basically, so for all we know, there could be 20 people in there at once. All of a sudden, just get put right back into the map instantly. So you could have 5 people left and 20 people in the gulag watching still, or spectating,
I
and
think
then just get thrown back.
maybe, but not so much to that extent where if there was 5 people left in the game, because the gulag will close. I don't remember when exactly in the game, but I think it's the second to last circle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, second to last makes more sense to me, but someone correct me if I'm wrong. I don't pay that much attention. But as once it closes, then if you die, then you're done.
Gotcha.
There's no
Yeah.
there's no more coming back.
Someone tried to explain it to me. They didn't know about the whole like shutting the gulag down. Like, that seems like a little broken to basically going to the last 5 minutes of the game to basically half the teams are back in.
Yeah. No, I mean, and once the gulag is closed, I think if you're in it when it closes, like it would normally, you can still get out and you can still get bought back by your team if it's. Sorry. If it's financially reasonable and there is in fact a buy box near you. I personally hate it because I don't want to drop in last circle with just a pistol.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
me. but it's a lot of fun. They have this new helicopter thing where you can like get a backpack or a suitcase or something like that and get you a blueprint for a new gun. You can shoot down a supply helicopter, and it's a giant cluster fluff of whoever's around it at that point in time, because you got to sit there and you got to hold down and take it, and it takes a little while longer than it would to get like a normal loadout drop. I didn't get to experience that one yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
Sounds like they're getting innovative to keep people playing.
Yeah. They naturally rotated up the weaponry. I've discovered that sniper rifles are no longer a bountiful drop, and it makes me sad.
Crazy.
It's
really about
Dark and Ray before this, and Ray had picked one up, so that's they're still in it, but they're just a lot less frequent. Unless you have a loadout that has one.
Like in the map?
I have to do because I like my sniper rifles.
Okay. Cool, man. Cool.
But as for Odyssey,
you liking it?
He's starting to feel a little more like maybe it is fun.
I can safely say, and I'm sorry to have to safely say this, but I can safely say that if I don't think of it as an Assassin's Creed game, yes, it's fun.
Okay.
I will agree with you on that. I went into it like I saw people playing it, like this looks fun. I'm just gonna play it. It is, it's definitely not like your old. It's not Ezio. It's not.
No.
But it's
My
a
main
good game.
gripes are
I'm really
still
enjoying
there, though. I hate the ships so much. I hate them.
Yeah,
I don't want to have to upgrade the ship ever at all for any reason. It takes away my money. It takes away my resources, and I need those resources to upgrade my weaponry and my gear because I like my weaponry and my gear, and I don't want to have to replace it.
Exactly. I think I have a sword that I've kept since level like 10, and I'm at almost 50 now.
Mm-hmm.
And I just keep upgrading. It just
upgrading,
expensive.
They can get expensive. Yep. Oh.
Yeah, it's a lot of assassin and hunter based equipment that I'm running right now. That's I can't upgrade because I don't have the whatever I need for it, or the sword that I had, like the sword from your daddy that you get in the beginning, and I had to stop using that because I just did, and I don't have any other swords. So right now I got the hammer of Jason and some other daggers.
The hammer. I love the hammer, dude. The hammer's so good. Yeah.
How about you, Mule? What you been playing, bruh?
Oh, I want to hear what Khan's been playing first, because are you actually even playing any games, or is it just you're like you got so much art that you're doing?
I
like that.
I played some games on Sunday. I played a game on stream actually because I got caught up with work. I had bought a copy of Quantum Break.
Nice.
And I finally opened it up.
Yeah. How you liking it?
Yeah.
Oh, I loved Alan Wake, so I was like, and I like a lot of the other Remedy games, so I just jumped in. Like, this game is really messed up. I like it a lot. But there's also like alternate worlds, like directions you can pick in the story. And then there's a 30-minute episode attached at the end of that chapter, which I didn't know. So we're just sitting there with the cutscene to end. I'm like,
short episode. I feel like
you're just watching it.
It's been 15 minutes.
Sorry, chat. This is going long, chat.
Yeah.
But the cast is like Littlefinger from Game of Thrones, Zavala, so Lance Reddick, like there's a Hobbit and Iceman from X-Men. So it's fun. You could freeze time and like dance through time. It's stop bullets. It's like if you were like, I was like, this is like a ripoff of Neo, basically.
It's like the Matrix. Yeah,
it's a little Matrixy.
Whoa,
but not as fun as like Matrix Reloaded. You might ever play that on like Xbox.
Oh yeah. Remember that?
That game was like so much fun. It was so stupid though.
It was both of those things.
You just spam bullet time all the time. You're like,
yeah. Right on, man.
Oh, and I watched actually with the sequel to The Shining. That was really good.
Ooh.
You guys have not seen that movie with Ewan McGregor and I can't think of who else is in it. That's probably a big name, but I was shocked by how good it was.
I need to rewatch The Shining for probably the third, fourth time, and then watch that.
It's a 2-hour, 20-minute movie.
I might pace it out a little bit.
They didn't like really they didn't like put a bunch of filler on it either. It's like you need those 2 hours 20 minutes.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That's some good stuff.
Yeah.
So this week for me, man, actually, and if Underdog was here, he'd give me crap. Destiny 2. I've just been playing a crap ton of Destiny 2, man. Getting my light up, getting ready, doing trials, playing it all on PC. So of course, like after about an hour of trials on PC, I start getting pissy, I'm like, damn cheaters, everyone's cheating. Everyone's cheaters, man. It's like I start getting salty, dude. Because some of those guys with the wall hacks and stuff, you just get tired of it, man. You just get tired of it. But I
actually got in some trials this week as well too.
You did?
First time, and I got my summoner, and I got 5. I had so many tokens saved up. I'm like, oh, I'll just spend these tokens. Oh, there's 5.
Go
from none to 5.
But other than that, man, I haven't been playing anything but Destiny. I did almost finish the Last Kingdom season. Was it season 3? This on Netflix. It's kind of if you've never seen it, it's kind of like a Viking, Saxon, kind of that time in England right after the Roman Empire fell, and they're kind of trying to hash out England. But it's pretty cool show. Pretty cool. It's got Vikings in it, so I liked it.
Yeah, my lady birthed that show.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. So the man of the hour here. Let's get into this guy. That's Young Con, or as we say, Con. And, dude, bro, I feel like if I ever met you in person, I could almost kiss you on the mouth. I just want to give you a big hug and be like, bro, I just love you, man.
This interview is over.
I'm sorry. We can just push me out of the call.
Yeah, but dude, like I love everything about you, man. I just love it, and just seeing where you started and where you are now is just a phenomenal story. But I want to hear it in your words, and the listeners and the viewers here. Kind of, where'd you start with gaming, with art, streaming, all that, man?
Where did I start with gaming? That's a very long question. Let me see. Start back. Nintendo, probably the first console I ever had. Got it on Christmas morning, like everybody else did. You cracked it open. You had your Super Mario Brothers and your Zelda, and then you had your favorites like the Turtles, and a lot of weird games that like that came from Super Mario Brothers 2, which is really strange, and you play 3, and it kind of got back on track. You're like, what's this weird part 2? I don't understand what's going on here. None of the creatures matched. So I did that for a bit, swapped over to Sega Genesis, and played all those weird titles because Sega does what Nintendo don't. It's a known.
Yeah,
because they had Mortal Kombat. They had Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat fighting games. Like I played a bunch of those like fighting games on Sega for the longest time. And I think I had friends that had SNESs. I don't know what it was from between like Mortal Kombat on Genesis and then playing it on SNES. You're like, this is not the same.
It did not feel right.
They felt like they tried to like make it look better for some reason than the actual like arcade box, and they failed. You just had to port it over. That's all, and there was like no blood in that one either. So there's no blood code on SNES. Like, well, I can't rip a man's head off in this game. This is done.
I'm done. Sew it. I don't want
it. So I moved on from that. Moved into PlayStation. Played some JRPGs. Played Tekken, ungodly amounts of hours. PlayStation 2. Well, actually, before that, I actually went to Dreamcast, and I played my first MMO on there, which you guys have heard of because I think Scarecrow's been playing it. Phantasy Star Online. The first one was on Dreamcast. And I played that on dial-up religiously, like a maniac. It was high school. It was like you get home from school, you do homework for like 30 minutes, you fire it up. Using the phone? Huh? Are you using the phone? No, I'm not using the phone.
I'm playing a game, Mom.
Get off of the phone. Get off the phone. Get off the phone. I'm like,
yeah.
You hear that high pitched squealing coming through the phone. You pick it up.
Yeah, I love that.
Odds on playing again.
Basically. So PlayStation 2, got an Xbox. I'm like, oh, this is okay. Then they got like better. They got way better. I'm like, okay, well, 360, and I got my Xbox One. So now I've been playing Destiny for the past 5 years. Has it been 5 years?
Yeah.
Beta?
16 for 6 years.
Yeah.
6 years.
6 years
It's
in
almost been
September.
6. Yeah.
Wow.
That's
So I've
about
been playing that
Game
game
Pass
now.
user, right?
Yeah.
Destiny days.
I think
Josh,
so, yeah.
the cave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the aim assist.
Yeah,
The old
Game
days.
Assist era.
The old days. So how did you get into, because I knew you were into martial arts and things like that, but how did that all from being a gamer and all that other stuff translate into like art? Was art always like in the background for you? Is it something that you always wanted to do?
Yeah. I mean, I was always trying to like draw Ninja Turtles, like everybody else that was a kid. Like trying to draw Skeletor and He-Man and G.I. Joe. I mean, you try to like I couldn't really like draw them to like make them do anything else but what I was looking at. It didn't look that good. I was just a kid, just trying to mimic what I saw in my coloring books. But eventually that moved into me doing like sketches and stuff. And I kind of went into commercial arts in high school, so I did that for a bit, and it was fun. I filled dozens of sketchbooks, got into graffiti, had a tag. That tag does no longer exist. Those sketchbooks no longer exist. It's like a James Bond identity you have to burn. It's just gone forever.
Take a moment of
And it was not con. There's no evidence of it whatsoever. No, just dust in the wind.
It's erased from history.
Yeah. We had like a little bit of falling out in our city with between some artists, and one guy was just like literally just narking on a bunch of other artists.
Yeah.
And like giving the police their addresses. So
oof.
Dang.
that's how that
Cutthroat,
was.
man. That was cutthroat. Golly.
I like this.
There can only be one.
That reminds me, like, when I was in college, there was this guy that I had classes with, because my degree is in exercise and sports science, so I had a lot of football players in my class. And this guy named Baron Batch, who was a running back for Texas Tech, and he went, I believe, to Pittsburgh and did a lot of like graffiti type art, and was like integral in getting some of the laws changed there to where they could do some of that art, because they just kept painting over his stuff, But like that just made me think about that, because you were talking about your tags and things like that, and I was like, oh, dude, man, that's cool.
Right on.
Yeah,
It's an expensive hobby.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah, just find a can at your Home Depot is not going to get you the crisp lines you think you're going to get. This is not how what I expected. There's like special like nozzles and caps, and it's a whole thing.
Nice.
I would love to do it again one day when I'm retired and have a lot of money to buy a wall.
There you go.
Dude, just come to Austin, man. They let people do that all the time. Like some of the like well-known stuff is like there's a wall with graffiti art and has like a frog in Austin that's really well known. And like no one will mess with it, and the city won't mess with it because it's like a staple now of the city.
Yeah, we had a legal wall in the early 2000s, but they tore it down. It was up for like a decade.
Dang, man.
We have a historical bridge, not legal, but it gets tagged over the same thing almost every time. Something inspirational is always up there. See the paint's over, it's back the next day, and everyone just loves and appreciates it. It's pretty awesome.
That's how the trip is going to downtown Cleveland. There's a rapid here, kind of like it's like a subway, but it's above ground. It's like a little train you take from Midtown all the way to downtown. There's just graffiti. Well, there was much more. But there's graffiti that's all the way down going into downtown Tower City.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
Good times. Feeling old. Thanks a lot.
Aren't we all, man? Whew. Feeling the aches and pains. Yeah. I'm still younger in prime, though, so I got that on him.
Not by much.
I'm not over the hill yet. But
Boy.
yeah. So okay, so you started art, and what made you decide to like, hey, I want to start like making these really cool drawings for emotes and things like that for Twitch streamers? You got a website, Like what led to all that?
Accident.
I love it. Let me hear about this beautiful accident.
I was doing avatars for people on Twitter. So I did N64 Josh's and Destinot's profile pictures for their podcast and their Destiny armor. And then the Destiny Reset podcast saw it and was like, "Can you do us?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then somebody in Dirt Fan was like, "Can you make emotes?" And I was like, "What? Yeah." For yes, I can do it for Twitch.
Yeah.
And that's how that started. And then somebody saw those, like, "Can I get some of those?" I'm like, "Yeah, I could." I wasn't even watching Twitch, so I don't. I think I was maybe 100 emotes in before I even watched the actual stream.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow, man. Yeah. So what did you start with? Did you start with just something simplistic or what? And obviously now you have a pretty decent setup, so.
Oh, I started with actually, is it close by? No, I put it on the shelf behind me. I bought a refurb laptop because I was very physical before I got sick. I came down with a rare muscle disease and I lost like 50 pounds, 50 or 60 pounds.
Dang.
So I couldn't work out or, compete or do anything. So I think I'll take up art again. So I got a old Ricky Dinky, it's got $400 like refurbished a MacBook Pro. And I started drawing everything with the trackpad because I couldn't afford a tablet yet. So I was drawing like everything line by line with the pen tool in Photoshop. So it took a little bit of time to do.
A little bit of work.
A little bit.
Yeah, but if you you learn how to write your name with a 400-pound pen. I mean, you take a real pen. It's like, oh, this is fine. This is all done now. Next, this is all done now. It's the Kung Fu principle. You put on 500 pounds of plates of weights. It's like you're in the hyperbolic chamber. You just step out. You're like, this emote is done. This one is done.
Hyperbaric chamber.
I had a freaking. I still have it, but I have a Wacom something. I don't remember what it's called. Bamboo. So, it's a little tiny pad.
Intuos?
Yes. I got it for college.
Yeah.
And I'll use it if I have to. God, I hate using it so much. When I learned on it, it's fine because I was still gaining muscle memory and still figuring stuff out, and I also learned on Macs. And that's when I found out that I hate Macs. But that's beside the point. After a while, my school went all in on Cintiqs, and our lab had 2 in the first couple of years that I was there, and then every station was a Cintiq and regular monitor. And I'm just like, I got spoiled as shit because I got so used to being able to, draw like you're just physically drawing on a piece of paper, except it's on the screen. And then I went back to the tablet and was like, why? I can't, it was so weird.
Yeah.
So weird. And it screwed with my mind so hard to look at the screen, but not be looking at my hand. It was just.
I had one very shortly. And I was like, does anybody want this tablet? I'd rather just draw my trackpad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do all my work on my
I've slowly been trading up since that time. So I've been doing this. It was 3 years this past March. So I started the business. And when I started, I didn't have a tablet yet. And then I got I had that Intuos and I gave it away. Then I got a 10-inch Artisol, which was like this big, so I could hold it in my palm and draw on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I gave it to somebody. I was like, "How'd you draw on this?" I'm like, "I just, when you're working with almost nothing, the next step up sounds great."
Right.
Step from that one to 10-inch to the 16-inch to then I got this Cintiq here, 22-inch Cintiq. That my buddy had 2 of. Hank, his name's Hank. He does, or Henry does emotes. He makes emotes for Quake and a bunch of guys. He's like, "I got another Cintiq in the box. You want to buy it?" I'm like, "Yeah, sounds good for a discount. Sure, why not?" So now I got this one, but I've slowly been moving from the laptop I got for $400 until I got 2 iMacs and an iBook or a MacBook Pro just sitting on the side of me. So I can just do all my video editing work and my animation work on different screens. And this is what I found out. I was using PC stuff since Windows 3.4. So I've been using Windows forever. And then I think as soon as I got back and got the MacBook Pro, I was like, man, I don't really want to upgrade anything ever again. So I gave up on PC because I don't really want to change things. I don't want to upgrade things. I don't want to do any updates. I don't want to switch out parts and pieces. I don't want to put a new card in. I just want you to plug in and do what I tell you to do. That's it. That's all I want. Very simple, man. If I gotta start taking out fans and belts and I'm just like, this thing stops working, I'm throwing it in the trash.
There you go. That is the beauty of Apple, though. They do allow you to do that for the most part.
Yeah.
The best thing is if you have your phone, you can just pull up a file on your phone and then just throw it to your screen. I'm like, well, this is amazing. It's all integrated.
Yeah.
It's magic.
Magic.
It's like the future.
The future.
So what type of art do you do for you guys that are listening and don't know who Khan is? Like, I know you do emotes. What else do you do? You do banners or what else?
Oh, I do everything. Except for 3D modeling yet.
Oh,
so
yet. Ooh.
Yeah, I picked up Blender, so I started. Everything I do now, I learn on the fly from YouTube. So I picked up doing motion graphics, motion design, 3D manipulation with logos. I do logo design. I do mascot work. I do animation work with mascots. I do emotes. I animate emotes. I do alerts. I do entire brandings for businesses. I do t-shirt designs. I've done t-shirt designs for some gaming companies. I redid StackUp.org's t-shirt design last year.
Right on.
Amazon games.
Yeah.
So I do
Amazon games.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay.
And so you're all self-taught with this? You just basically taught yourself how to do it?
YouTube University. I'm a proud graduate of YouTube University.
Wow, dude, that is
you ever graduate
so
or you
impressive.
just switch majors?
Just switch majors.
There you go.
Well, how do you make this into water? Well, it's just Google, how do you turn words into water in After Effects?
Oh.
And done. Let's move on to the next thing.
Very nice, man.
That's really impressive, dude. That
gotta be hungry. Gotta be hungry.
Yeah.
The one thing that I learned these things from is people come and be like, I heard you make emotes. Do you do logos? Yeah, I do logos.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, if not, I will soon. Don't you worry.
I'll give you a discount for that too this time.
Actually, yeah. When I first started making mascots, they were like, okay, I took the class, took the course. I'm just learning. I can do this for, half the price of what I think it would cost. So my first mascot, I probably charged $100, and now I charge like $400 or $500 on them. So
wow.
Right.
So when you're learning things, you're like, oh yeah, can I get a starting screen animation? Yeah, $45. That's it. Yeah.
You're like,
have you done it before? No. So when you ain't good, you're like, well, it was $45 last time. I'm like, yeah, it sucked then too, didn't it? This is the new. I gotta keep upgrading.
Yeah. God, dude, that's
Honestly,
so freaking impressive.
Excuse me. What the hell ever, you branch into 3D modeling and you want to take it the extra further step, make them a little bit more snazzy, I would recommend either downloading Unity or Unreal, probably both.
I've watched that trailer several hundred times.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm thinking about getting an iMac Pro and just move this one over and then getting rid of this one because I was like, oh man, I could really just get out of control.
That's where the PCs come in handy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure they do, but I don't want to. I'd rather just buy another model.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But you can do like visual effects. You might be able to do them in Blender too. I haven't really messed around with it too much, but making explosions, particle.
Oh, you can do that.
You
can do those stuff in After Effects pretty good. I've been doing that with some 3D models. You can break stuff apart. I had no idea After Effects was that powerful until recently.
I don't have After Effects, unfortunately.
It's It was not. It's not that hard to use once you learn like the basic tools. Because all I know are the basic tools.
The most I've used it for was back in the college days, and it was a very specific thing. They're like, "Don't use it, otherwise you're never going to use it." I'm like, well, here I am, and I want to use it. So what are we gonna do? But it's just like load up a turntable for a model, and it's just like, oh, okay, I can do that now. Here we go, and that's all I can do.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I love it when they tell you, "Oh, you're never going to use this tool." Really?
Yeah.
Teach me anyway, fool.
What am I paying?
Right. I was going to mention you guys in chat. If you have questions for Con and how he does his art, just fire away. We got channel points you can use, so we'll see your question a little bit. But Yoda Kicks did. Yeah, Yoda Kicks asked, how do you scale text so it scales well for emotes?
Oh, yeah, you don't want to use anything over 5 or 6 letters. So if you're going above that, it's usually not going to work. Usually the scaling, you want to just test it out at size and then scale it down and see how it looks. You're going to realize that the actual the shrinkage, when the pixels start to bump into each other, you have to increase the kerning between the actual letters to make it actually readable. So there are lots of little tricks they can go through. I gotta actually add that as another addendum on my emote course. It's just text emotes, because that's a whole nother, bag of worms you got to crack open.
Speaking of emote course, that is awesome. You've gone from self-taught, making a huge presence on Twitch, doing countless art added to your portfolio. Now you're actually teaching as well. That's pretty impressive. And how long has that teaching been going on?
I started the course into January because people keep asking me how to make emotes. So I've been showing people how to make emotes for as long as I've been making emotes. And I thought about doing it last year sometime. And I was like, I don't feel qualified just yet. And I realized, I was like, you made 3,500 emotes. I should probably sit down and write the course.
Yeah.
I think you're qualified.
I like the way you responded to that too. You're like, Prime was like, you make a course. You're teaching now, and you go, yeah. Such confidence, man.
That I am.
And that's on your website, right?
Yeah, website. It's tagged on my tweet on my Twitter for the discount code for during quarantine. We got a Great Dane puppy. She's a training
puppy.
That's that's a puppy. Yeah. So
she's a Great Dane though.
You've recently gotten into YouTube. So what's going down with your YouTube page? What are you throwing up on YouTube now?
Mostly just advice to other designers coming up, designers that are getting into the business and how to improve their business acumen. So,
yeah. I love the background noise, dude. I want to first know, is that a bodily sound or is that a car?
I think it's a bodily sound.
Right.
I'll be right back. Apologies.
No worries.
In the meantime, we will drop some links.
Yeah, so for
information we just talked about.
Yeah, so Con had to step away for a sec, but make sure you check out his website, because there is a ton of good stuff, and I think Prime's been dropping it in the Twitch chat there. There's a lot of good stuff.
His tweet about the discount code for his course, they're all Hero Academia emotes. Now
really?
I understand what they are.
I get that reference.
Right. I get that reference. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. I'm looking at his website now. He does logo, mascot, rebranding, motion graphics, animations, emotes. He has a Patreon emote database too. So if you go to his Patreon, you can get emotes there as well through his Patreon, that's pretty freaking awesome.
And Champ, you're not lying, man. It's very relaxing to watch him stream, make that art. One, his music choice is on point. Two, his beard. I mean, you just stare at it the whole time.
What?
And the art. Champ's talking about how relaxing it is to watch you draw on stream, and I'm agreeing with him, explaining why I agree. The art, the beard, and sometimes you're funny.
Sometimes.
That's real. Oh yeah, and your music choice is always so good.
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
It was. Yeah, with the whole copyright stuff going on right now on Twitter. Oh my gosh. True. Yeah.
I'm still trying to maintain the same kind of feeling, so trying.
Yeah. So give us a few tips for aspiring artists. What's like your top 2 or 3 tips you give someone who's wanting to do this?
Well, if you want to do this as a means of income, and I've literally I had to make videos on this, so this is a pretty easy question to answer. If you want to do this for as a way to make income and actually survive on it, you have to make it. You have to find out if it's actually feasible for you to actually create stuff and get paid for it. So that's going to take a little bit of like R&D and a little bit of footwork and building a clientele in the meantime while you're doing other stuff. For me, I started off doing bartending, and I was making emotes and Twitch stuff, as a little side gig to get grocery money. But when I kept trying to raise the quality, and I ended up just shaving off days. Like, you want to work Saturday? No, I don't really want to work Saturday. You want to work Monday? I just kept losing days at the bar, so I just shaved my days down to 2. I'm like, why am I working at the bar anymore? And people are trying to, I think at the same time that I think the thing that broke the camel's back was High Distortion had commissioned me to make like 50 emotes like over the course of the weekend. So it's like whatever whatever I was paying was like that doubled. And I was like, I don't think I want to do bartending anymore.
Right? It doesn't make any sense anymore.
Yeah. So make sure that when you start off doing the business, if you want to do it for a business, move into looking at your finances and seeing if you can actually make a living off of it. Because it's fine and good doing it while you live with your parents, or you got a partner that's supporting you, but you can't count those things in when you start to do a business like this. Because if any of those relationships break down, you move out, your business won't be able to hold up. You're gonna eat up all the little money you do make, and you're gonna be sitting there upset at yourself. So that's one thing that's important to remember. And that's just it's always best to be real with yourself. And if you want to get better at something, number 2, look at the people around you making things and what is making them successful. Right. So I looked at Twaz, I looked at some other emote artists. I'm like, I don't want to be like Twaz. I don't want to be like X emote artist. I want to be better than those artists. So don't shoot to be like me or like somebody else. Shoot to be better than those people, because maybe you might hit them, and hopefully you overshoot them by a little bit or a lot. That's how I deal with all my business, all of my my endeavors. So when I look at somebody's art, I'm like, I want to do stuff like that, but better. So always try to do better than what you see.
There you go.
And lastly, I know a lot of people say they get creative block, and I get art block, and block. I think it's foolishness, number 1, because I don't get plumber's block. I don't get roofing block. I don't get drywall block. I don't get bartending block. You're paid to be creative. You're paid to be creative. So no client wants to hear you say, I wasn't really feeling into it, or I wasn't in the right mood. Your mood is, do you want to eat or not eat? You
That's
look
inspiring.
At those lens. When you look at it through that lens, it becomes very apparent. Like, well, I can always do this and that. You might just be looking at something on its side, like, oh, it's optional. I can do this. Work isn't optional. Creativity isn't optional. Creativity is a muscle. You can work it out. You can make it bigger. But you strain it too much, you'll blow your muscle out. So think about it like that. The more you stretch it and strengthen it every day, the stronger it gets. I do this. I took 2 days off the past 2 days because the internet was out, but I draw 7 days a week, 6 to 10 hours a day, every day, with maybe less than 20 days off a year. Maybe.
Damn.
But I'm also a psychopath.
This is all true.
Yeah. Dang, dude. So I gotta ask, since we also play video games here, top 3 video games of all time that have influenced your life the most.
Destiny's gonna be top 1.
Yeah.
Literally, because that game got me back in doing art. Like if Destiny hadn't come around, I was doing Destiny fan art. So, and I've met so many of my friends at Guardian Con. It's like, and AC4 Josh and you guys and like Too Loud TX and No Zero and geez, that's the big one right there.
Yeah.
Next to that one, probably Tekken. Me and my friends.
Story time.
So much Tekken and tag Tekken at that. So much hate, just hate going back and forth. You know, just the vitriol, the raw, untamed vitriol. It's like the Clone Wars. You know, it's legendary. But man, the times we had. Yeah, man. Top 2 players, probably Brian Fury and Lei Wulong. That was my team. That's my tag team.
Nice. Yeah.
Because I like to punch people really hard and then make them look silly with Lei Wulong. What's up to your face? Oh, he's drunk now. Oh, Tiger Style. What is he going to do? Nothing makes somebody more upset than like you're dancing around and making poses like, I hate you so. And you counter and they go on the ground. You get kicking them and laying down on the ground. There's nothing more fun about that. Stop playing like that. You swap out and you start punching in the face with Brian Fury, just relentlessly just shotgunning them. Yeah. Oh, so much fun. So much hate.
But the hate flow through you.
Yeah.
It was definitely pouring out of every pore.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, this is the one game me and my buddy played. We literally burnt the game up. We both had a copy of it, and we both had characters in the game. And it was on N64. It was WWF, No Mercy. We played that game. So we had matches set up weeks in advance. We had a calendar out. We played that game so much.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
I'm sensing a theme there, kind of the fighting games and the martial arts coming back into you. A little bit of that realm there. Yeah.
Well, I did work as I trained as a professional wrestler in the early 2000s with my buddy went to high school with. So that was like, we were watching WWF. Like, I want to do that. And like, well, we can do that. So we did. And then I got out of it like a year in because we were going all around like northern and southern Ohio. And you realize that, man, professional wrestlers is really, really racist when you go to those crowds. So I had to stop and get out of that. I couldn't do it anymore. Those crowds. Yeah. I love that, man. I love them. But they were getting into it a little bit too much. I'm like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah. Right on, man. So where can everyone who's listening, where can they find you, contact you if they're looking for emotes or things like that? What's the best places they can follow you?
I guess you can find everything on conartist.org. Because it has all my links on it. So KHAN artist.org. That has the links to the emote course, the Patreon. I have a Patreon which has for people that can't afford to get a whole set of emotes, I do 10 emotes every month, depending on the games coming out that month. Has links to the emote course, links to my Twitter, Instagram, portfolio, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, that's the easiest one, man.
Right on.
It's a question for you then, real quick. What advice would you give to someone about building up a clientele base if they want to do digital career freelance?
Digital freelance career. Very easy. Treat your clients better than you treat yourself. Don't let them walk all over you, but treat your clients than you would treat yourself, better than you treat yourself. I've had over 2,000 invoice transactions with my business, and I've only had less than 10 unhappy clients.
Wow.
Damn.
That's some pretty good stats.
I take my clients very seriously. If you want to see like extraordinary success, you have to be on top of what your client wants, and then deliver above that mark every single time. If you get complacent, even if I've made I've worked with the top of the top in the Twitch directory. You can't let that get in the way of somebody that has 25 followers and just hit affiliate. I treat them both exactly the same way. So if I do emotes for TSM Vis, if he has some emotes made, he gets the exact same treatment as somebody that wants wolf emotes too, and I give him the exact same quality. Because you don't change the way you treat people because they have a following. That's irrelevant. You treat people the same way and with respect because they want to come to you for work. So that's how you build clientele and keep it. Also, keep on top of your turnaround times, and be accurate with it. Like if I say it's going to be 4 months and it's 5 months, I've done something wrong.
How do you deal with those guys that are like, "Oh, I was going to pay you $100 for that"?
I mean, thanks for reaching out. I'm glad you took interest in my work. Unfortunately, I'm able to deal with those prices, unfortunately. But next time, if you want to up your budget a little bit, I'll be around to help you out. So
look at that! Go. Look at that! Smooth as butter, baby.
Smooth like butter.
I got everybody has a buddy. Remember that.
That's true, man.
Oh, how much to get this roof taken off? It'll be about $8,000. Well, I got a guy to do it for $3,500. I would call that guy.
Yeah,
because I'm not doing it for less than $8,000.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I can attest for how well you treat people, because we've reached out to you before for emote work, and I know you've just been like swamped, and you're like, well, here you can reach out to this person, this person, this person as well. So like, you put us in contact with JoJo, and we'd known JoJo for a while as well. But it's just good to have someone like you in the community that does fantastic work, helps out streamers, helps out people with brands and things like that. I didn't even know about the stack up thing, man. That's freaking awesome.
Oh yeah. Shanghai reached out like sometime at the end of the year last year for their stream team. Yeah.
That's freaking awesome, dude. So we got to ask, because all of us here pretty much play Destiny. We're just going to, just a little. We're going to ask for quick thoughts on the new Destiny 2 reveal. What do you guys think?
That's all you got.
It's
Prime's like, I'm out.
I was not expecting this much. Like, we don't, obviously, what we're playing right now, the current season that just started, it's a bit. It's not like a ton of stuff, but what we're going to be going into this September, like when they showed off that reveal, I was just like, holy shit. We're finally getting some answers that we've been like trying to figure out since 2014.
Yeah.
We're finally getting some of the darkness showing up. We're getting a new subclass, which I was totally like, no, we're not getting any new ones. We're going to stick, maybe they'll update some, but we're not going to get a new element. It's always been the trio of elements. We're going to stick with this. All these people are like, oh, we're going to get these darkness supers. We're going to be these dark guardians. I'm like, I would love that, but I don't see it happening. But now I was wrong. We're getting the darkness and being able to wield the dark. Which first when I first saw it, like Mule, myself, Lupo, and Underdog were all watching it together in a chat together, and I was just like, "Is that ice?" Because it looks like ice at first.
It looks like ice. Yeah.
Think about it, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, it's darkness. But like, I was really excited about that. Also, I'm trying to think. Someone else can say something I was trying to think of. I'm trying to remember what I was saying.
I missed the reveal because the internet was out.
Oh, have you seen it yet? Have you caught up yet?
I've only seen the trailer where the stranger shows up, and I'm like,
oh, when we saw the stranger, yes, that was amazing. Seeing the No Time to Explain pulse rifle again.
Yeah,
that was one of my favorite exotics from D1.
Yeah.
And just getting to see her again for the first time in so long, like, obviously we know who she is now exactly, but we just haven't seen her since D1, and her saying don't have time to explain why I don't have time to explain was basically what we got from her.
Yeah. Now it makes sense why she couldn't explain, because it's so big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much shit.
A bunch didn't know, but you know.
I mean,
yeah.
To be honest, they didn't know.
Yeah, probably not.
It's like, let's go for a drive, guys. Where we going? I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll
get there.
We'll get there.
We're gassed up.
Yeah.
That's the best thing about creative writing. You don't really need to know where you're going. Just start pushing the pedal.
Right. Yeah.
Start writing.
I'm excited about crossplay. I didn't hear about crossplay. I was like real crossplay? Like,
well, it's not real crossplay, unfortunately.
It's not real.
It's between consoles. So
yeah,
like
so
your Xbox S can play with the new X series.
Series X.
Oh, okay.
And the PS5 will be able to play with the PS4. PCs will be able to play with PCs. The fact that they're doing that, though, it's helping. And I think we'll get there eventually, especially with the next gen consoles being as powerful as they are. PlayStation just had their, or Sony just had their conference actually today, showed off the PS5. Ugliest thing in the world, but that's beside the point.
Oh, I didn't get to see the actual box.
Oh, it is
Wi-Fi router.
It's all over Twitter.
Yeah.
A Wi-Fi router with some modern design. It looks horrible. Just from a design, like what I do for work is I design and build test ovens for the semiconductor industry. So I'm worried about like the heat dispersal and cooling and everything a lot. And this thing looks like a wreck. It's gonna overheat. I'm sorry. Unless it's got some like crazy water cooling system in it, it doesn't look good.
There's a
I
guy.
wonder if we're gonna hear the Jetsons again.
Yeah, there's a guy, I put it in chat, that tweeted a Wi-Fi router with 2 pieces of metal on either side to say it looks like the PlayStation 5.
There's a lot of memes out there.
It looks. I saw another one that said someone. It's a Titan helmet. Is what it looks like to them.
Yeah.
So that too.
Yeah. I mean, aside from the PlayStation 5, like with Destiny, I think dude, I think we are actually in for some good stuff. Some good stuff.
They said, here's what's coming out at the end of this year. Here's what's coming out 2021. Oh, and here's what's coming out 2022.
Right.
Like the fact, and they straight up came out and said, we do not want to put another number on the box. And I like that. I don't want I'm honestly, I don't want Destiny 3. I want them to keep building on this.
My next thing I thought about when they started talking about another number, I was like, can't tear the tower down again. One thing they could do is infect all the machinery with SIVA. Yeah. And that would destroy all the guns. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
And now that you say that, like, they've already laid the groundwork for that, if you think about it.
I know. That's more of if they make another number, that's got to be it. They're going to destroy your entire inventory because, it's SIVA. That's what it does.
They can't. Oh, people would riot if they did that again.
I mean, if I was a writer, I'm not a writer. I'm a little creative though. That's one way to do it. That's how you poison the well.
And that's the way that I would accept it. Like it would have to. All of the SIVA that ended up destroying the Almighty fell into the back outside the city. It would have had to burrowed its way over to the city, grown up underneath, and just destroyed everything.
The theories we are stirring.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to watch for sure.
Who doesn't play Destiny anymore? The presentation was pretty cool. The gameplay and video cutscenes and the lore playing out is pretty cool. That I'll never deny. So, I mean, I'm excited to see where Destiny goes through you guys. And
you just don't watch the streams.
Also, the Stone Crypt. We're finally getting that. I don't know. I don't know what you guys all play as your mains, but I'm an EXO main. I love my EXOs. I love the lore behind them all, and the fact that we're finally getting to go to their birthplace, and that's supposedly where the raid's going to be taking place as well. I'm really excited.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Speaking of EXO, look at that con emote.
We get like just a preview to like the way Cade was like, transferred. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Some kind of callback to Cade 6.
Because
I mean, like Banshee and everybody else, they all came from there. If I can get some backstory on Banshee, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
Like, why is he at number 44?
All 44. Wait,
lots of mishaps. He likes to blow stuff up. That's why.
Maybe.
Yeah.
A few screws are there.
Yeah. Well, I think that's going to be wrapping up the podcast for tonight. Con, dude, man, when we meet in person, I'm going to give you the biggest hug ever, dude.
Now it's downgraded.
Hug.
Okay.
We downgraded to hug.
We're at DEFCON 4 now. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Nice.
No open mouth. Oh my gosh. Champ in chat said kiss him open mouth. Oh my gosh.
I mean, I get a beard hug for you. That's the closest I'm going to get.
Yeah. Like, seriously, man.
Touch tips of beard.
I can't say enough good things about Con. Like, dude,
You can just bad things, I guess.
it's amazing. Your story's amazing, man. It's inspiring to see what you've done and to hear the fact that you learned.
Well.
Yes, you know, physically, everything, just who you are.
If I can, anybody can. That's
right there,
man.
Yeah.
Sure.
So make sure you guys are following him. He's a great dude. If you need emote work, if you need art, graphics, whatever, this is the man you should go visit. He's a great dude. But thanks again, man. Really appreciate you coming on.
And we're gonna have to get some more Destiny games in.
Yeah, we'll play some comp. I'll be a pleb and I'll go back to my Xbox just to play comp with you.
There aren't really hackers there, but you might get DDoSed.
Speaking of, if there's anybody that has extra change laying around, let's get Con a PC so he can see the glory of Destiny on PC.
I got PC money. I just don't want to. I can't invest in one. It makes no sense.
Exactly. Just let someone gift it to you.
I'll turn it off like an hour a week, and I'm like, this is the most money I spent on spending 30 minutes a week I've done in my entire life. It's a mistake. That's also you run a good business. You know what to buy, when to buy it, and when not to buy something else.
Right.
Maybe we should go Google Stadia.
Oh my gosh.
I have a quick story about Stadia that Dog's gonna hate me for this. So over the weekend, Dog actually tried Destiny 2 on Stadia, and he went flawless in trials on it.
What? Him and Shaky went flawless because there's no competition on Stadia.
No one. Shaky was saying
all 12 players playing at the same time.
Weak sauce.
You literally just ignited a bunch of guys who were super sweaty to get on Stadia. I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy. We're like blind people. I went full 3 times last week.
Off of Steam. It's off of Steam and off of Xbox for me.
You poisoned the well, my friend. I hope you're happy.
Shaky underdog, weak sauce, dude. Weak sauce.
Stadia right now.
It works because it gets all the sweaty tryhards off of everybody else's systems and goes to Stadia instead.
They are everywhere, my friend.
Yeah, they are everywhere.
You gotta corral them. You gotta corral them. Yeah, PC, go ahead. PC, good. Go ahead, no.
Yeah.
Or aim, good. No, mouse and keyboard, good. Get my comment.
Hey, Connor, one thing before we sign off. What's the saying you always say when someone subs your account, your stream?
Oh,
I love the phrase.
Thanks for helping to get the coffee hot, keeping me doused in the finest beer bomb money can buy, and keep my lights on.
Love it, man. Oh, and did you apply for partnership? I think
last week on Monday.
Well, man, good luck on that, bro.
It'll happen if it doesn't happen, whatever.
Yeah.
Chances are high.
Chances are high.
You never know.
Yeah. Well, bro, thanks again for joining us. And guys, if you like our community, then check out our bros over at The Shed at theshed.gg. And if you would, guys, like us on Facebook, leave us a review on iTunes. You can follow us all on Twitter. Remember, guys, when in doubt, blow it up! Blow it up!
Explosions!